Ladies and gentle hams, guys and dolls, welcome. My name is Tony from Pod Tiki, but nay, this is not an episode of Pod Tiki Live. It's not a how to make, and it's not an inside the mug. No, this is a very special PSA. That's a public sipping announcement. You see, it started way back. Well, I gotta give a shout out. I gotta give a shout out to my buddies, my boys from a podcast called The Retro Hell up in Colorado and Kansas, respectively. Mark and Brett and Mark, the yin and the yang. Check them out, guys. Check out the Retro Hell podcast. These guys are hilarious. They're quick. They're funny. They smoke cigars. They talk about current events and things. And you got to put up with a little bit of Formula One talk, but not everybody's perfect. So what can I say? But these guys are have always been good to me and Pod Tiki. I've been on their show a couple of times. I'm gonna try to figure out maybe in the future we could figure out some way to get them on Pod Tiki. But Brett came across this spirit called Malort, and all I've been hearing about for months and months, for like a year now, is how gross this stuff is. And I said, man, I need to see what's up here. So you need to send me some so I can see how gross this is. I will try any spirit. Let me try it. Like, right? I'm like the Anthony Bourdain of spirits. Like, I'll try anything. If it's gross, I'll tell you it's gross. If it's not, maybe I can. I always kind of, you gotta, taste is such a subjective thing, a subjective palate. Everybody's palate's a little bit different, and I mean, we are talking about, one of these guys, his favorite drink is Steel Reserve, and the other one. He drinks Captain Morgan till he falls off of boats. So I don't know how much I could trust these guys' palate. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. But I did want to give this stuff a try and see if I can do anything with it. See how gross it really is. So tonight on the episode, on this video, we're going to try some Malort. This Jetson's Malort liqueur. Now, I have not had any of this. I have not opened it. I got another little bottle in there to try to make drinks out of. I have seen it recently at a liquor store here, so I think it's kind of getting to be one of those like hipster things that's getting kind of popular because it's gross. But as you see, the camera's at a weird angle. I'm not outside because it's freezing balls here in Tennessee right now. I'm not wearing a hat or nothing. You're getting me raw. I just jumped out of the shower, put a sweater on, just barely just shaved my head. You're getting the rawness tonight because I'm going to give you my raw idea of what I think of this. Now, I'm going to take a little bit in a shot or out of a shot glass, and then I've got a little bit of ice right here in my sipping glass that I usually taste the rums out of. So we'll give it a shot. And as a chaser, if it gets really gross, I have my mega pint of only the finest of French. The French Bordeaux that you can get for $10 at a Kroger. But, what do you want from me? I didn't have time to stop at the liquor store, and it's got to do what it's got to do. But I don't want to mess up my palate with anything that's going to be weird right now. I drank some water earlier. So, without further ado, let's crack open this. Now, before we do, though, let me give it a smell before we taste it. Let me see. Alright, it doesn't smell like too much. It kind of smells like cologne a little bit. Yeah, it smells like aftershave a little bit. But it's bad when on the Jepson's Malort website, it reads, Carl Jepson begins producing his Baskrunven, a traditional Swedish style of bitters, and it sells it as a medicinal product that rid its imbibers of stomach worms and other parasites in the body. Now, he got around prohibition still being able to sell this because he skirts federal regulation, given the recurring conclusion by law enforcement that nobody would drink this concoction recreationally. That's on his website. Okay. It looks like old-timey stuff. Now, it did say it was meant to be of bitters, much like a Campari or Aperol or something along those lines. There are lots of spirits out there that are not meant to be drank by themselves, like or they're liqueurs rather. Some liqueurs like a orange liqueur, like a Grand Marnier or something like that. Yeah, you can drink that by itself. Some of them are meant to be mixed. I mean, I don't know anybody who's drinking a glass of triple sec or blue curacao. These things were meant to be mixed, and some of these bitters were meant to be mixed in small doses to add a lot of flavor. I also found that this was made from wormwood, which is the same thing that they make absinthe out of. It's a popular kind of a botanical anise flavor thing. I'm thinking this might taste like a Pernod or a Herb Saint or an absinthe or anisette maybe. It is a rite of passage apparently in Chicago to drink this. One of those regional weirdo things, I guess, kind of like how moonshine would be in the South, right? So, without further ado, I'm going to put a little bit in a shot glass, and then I'm going to put a little bit in this glass with ice and let it kind of melt a little bit and see if that um, brings out any nuances. All right, first, let's do a shot. First time I've ever tasted this, right here, live. Well, taped, but live. Okay. It's definitely a bitter. It's definitely a bitter, um, like Campari without the sweetness. Ooh, get you, get you on the back end. Mm. Okay, very medicinal, but a lot of bitters would be. I don't taste. It's not as licorice anise flavored like I thought it was gonna be. There's a hint of it in there. It's actually more botanical. It's more like you can taste the wormwood. You can taste the. It's almost like a gin base. It's like very flowery, but like so concentrated that it's harsh. I bet if I take a sip of it on ice. Okay, on ice, a little bit of sweetness comes out. It's not good by any means. Um, um, yeah, yeah. It definitely is bad. It's very bad. Uh, um, but I'm not gonna freak out like it's the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. Obviously, like I mean, I think something like Goldschlager or Jägermeister is actually worse. I would rather do this than a shot of, you know, like some gross peppermint schnapps or something. I guess it depends on your palate. It is strong. It is harsh. It is and it's almost like when you're eating hot wings or you have to keep eating them because then when you stop, the heat really sets in. It's like you have to keep drinking this, although to keep the botanical flavor on your tongue. Because if you stop drinking it, the uh, like the it's almost like when you burp and a little bit of stomach acid comes up. Mm. Hmm. I'm not gonna let it win. Going down, it's not terrible. Now, the challenge was, can I make a drink out of this? I think I can. I thought it was going to be a little bit harder. Now, when I thought it was going to have more of an anise licorice flavor, I was leaning towards a like an espresso cocktail, like an espresso martini. But this is already so bitter. Mixing it with something bitter like espresso, even if I put a bunch of coffee syrup in it, it probably wouldn't do very well. Now, I also don't want to do one of those things where people say, "Oh, I don't like Brussels sprouts," and then there's always one asshole who's like, "Yeah, but have you had them deep fried with onions and mushrooms and garlic?" And well, yeah, no shit, man. If you deep fry anything with onions and garlic, it's gonna taste delicious. But I'm with this cocktail that I'm gonna make out of this. I don't want to just pour a bunch of ingredients on top of it that are gonna cover it up. I want to see if I can use it as the flavor of a drink, and because it's a bitter, I'm getting Negroni vibes. Um, it's got very gin-like qualities to it. I'm wondering. I want to incorporate some rum in there. There is a right off the top of my head. I'm thinking ginger beer, like a suffering bastard, which is what you feel like when you drink this. But so it kind of would go hand in hand. Maybe a little ginger liqueur, um, lime juice, definitely some sugar in there. Um, I got some ideas. I got some ideas. Uh, this maybe you get some of the flavors that you would get in a zombie. So maybe a zombie riff with Malort. Call it. Uh, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm not gonna say that on the air because I just had an idea I might use. Um, yeah, I'm sorry that you guys didn't get some kind of grandiose, like puking in the bucket reaction out of me. I don't. Maybe I need to be a better at improv, but I. It's not good by any means, but it's not the worst thing I've ever tasted, honestly. So, um, Carl Jepsen, I don't. I'm not gonna say I take my hat off to you, but I will adjust it for you at least if I was wearing one. Chicago, USA. It's not the look. It's not the worst thing to come out of Chicago. All right. I mean, are they still the murder capital? I mean, if this was what you had to drink, I I can see how you would be the murder capital of the U.S. But anyway, 70 proof, 35% alcohol. It's actually not even that bad. Like it's I can do it. I can do it, Brett. I can do it. So now I'm going to take this taste out of my mouth. Mm, mm, that didn't help. Didn't help. Oh, I was gonna smoke a cigar tonight, but now I'm like, oh, this linger. It lingers. It lingers bad. It's like I want to go like, uh, I need something strong, man. I need to go put hot sauce on a sausage and eat something with like all the flavor in it. Mm. Yeah, the wine made it worse. Made it worse. Oh boy. So anyway, that was the first ever Podtiki PSA public sipping announcement, and the announcement is it's gross, but it's not the grossest. Um, this lurid little cocktail. I will beat you. I will beat you, Malort. Malort me not. All right, guys. I'm gonna go and try to find some way to get this taste out of my mouth. Um, and I'm sorry. This may not have been that entertaining, but I'm really not I'm really not stammering my words. Like I'm actually just having a hard time getting this flavor out of my mouth. It is really bad. Oh, there's the cat. Eddie, you want some Malort? You want to try some? No, I'm not gonna do that to her. So you know what? I'm not even gonna cut that out. I'm gonna leave the cat in there because that's the kind of episode this is. We're going crazy tonight. We're doing it. So all right, guys. Um, until next time, keep it tiki, and I'm gonna come back at you with a Malort cocktail that's gonna make you hopefully not burn your taste buds off. So anyway, shout out to the Retro Hell. Shout out to Mark and Brett and Mark. Those guys are awesome. Uh, I've done. They were nice enough to send me some of this. Mark sent me some great cigars to try, and I'm really excited about trying getting into those. Um, yeah. So maybe someday I'll make it up there, guys, to come check it out. Maybe someday you guys will roll through Nashville and we can do something together. But I'm gonna get back at you when I get this done, and we're gonna figure something out. And I'm gonna try to make it so that you guys can make it too. I know sometimes Mark likes to make fun of me for all these tiki drinks that have ingredients that like it's not like you can just go down to the buy right and pick up a glass of a bottle of allspice dram or falernum. But I'm gonna try to make this in a way that you guys will be able to get the stuff to make it at home and let me know what you think. Um, all right. Well, until next time. Hopefully this doesn't kill me in my sleep. Peace.